Hello students, myself Amarendra Mishra from Mechanical Engineering Department going to deliver my first video lecture on subject strength of material. In this video lecture, I will going to teach you the first chapter of strength of material. Here are some contents about chapter 1. Introduction of the subject, going for different types of load, different types of stresses, Hooke's law, Poisson's ratio, elastic modulus and their relationship, principle of superposition, stresses in composite bar, temperature stress in compound bar, strain energy and different stresses induced by applying gradual load, suddenly load and impart load upon the body. First of all, know that strength of material. It is the ability of material to resist its failure and behavior under the action of external force. It has been observed that under the application of external force, the material first deforms, then failure takes place. As shown in the figure, we are having a pencil. We are going to apply the two loads by using our hand. Now we will see that the pencil will take some time to break. If the two loads are not sufficient to break this pencil, then we are calling that the pencil is of good strength and it is not breakable. As shown in the figure, there is a cardboard that is pulled up by two persons. If the cardboard is having good strength, then the two persons cannot break the cardboard. If during the application of these loads by the two persons upon the cardboard and they are able to break the cardboard, then we are understanding that the cardboard is of less strength. Now, from engineering point of view, the bodies are made up of three types of material, basically rigid, plastic and elastic. Rigid body, the material of the body does not undergo any deformation when subjected to external load. Some examples are beam, column and concrete. Plastic body, the material of the body undergo permanent deformation during the period of loading and deformation is permanent. The material does not regain its original shape and size after removal of the load. There are some plastic products taken as example. Now, next go for elastic body. In case of elastic body, if load is applied upon them, then deformation takes place, and if removing the load, then the deformation disappears and the body can regain its original shape and size. Some rubber bands are there. If we are pulling the rubber band, then they are increasing their size and shape, but if we are removing the load, the original shape and size of the rubber bands can be obtained. In practical practice, there is no material absolutely elastic, nor plastic, nor rigid. But in our strength of material, we are going to study about elastic bodies. So while we are going to measure the strength of the body is going to applied with the external forces. These external forces are known as load. Loads are characterized by their magnitude, like example 10 kilonewton, 30 kilonewton, 40 kilonewton. and their direction. Direction means what? If the arrow mark suggesting that the body is moving towards the body, then that is known as your compressive load. If the arrow marks are moving outside to that of the body, then that is known as your tensile load. Basically, loads are going to deform the body. It is expressed in Newton, kilonewton, meganewton and giganewton. In mechanical, in engineering field, basically there are three loads are applied upon the body. There is tensile load, compressive load and shear load. Let me to explain that what is tensile load. As shown in the figure, there is F force. This is known as a pull. These two F's are known as two pulls are applied upon the body. They are increasing the length of the body. Similarly, if you take the example of a spring, upon the spring there is a load is applied, then the spring go to extends. Now the extension takes place due to the tensile load. What is compressive load? As shown in the figure, the rolling process, the material when enters through the rollers, during that time the cross section is decreasing. Means if the body is applied with two equal and opposite pushes at its two ends, then the load applied is known as your compressive load. So during application of compressive load, the length of the body decreases and its diameter, width and depth increases. There are some examples how the compressive forces are applied upon the body. Next, what is shear force? Shear force is nothing but, as shown in the figure, we are going to apply the load by our hand. Now, the force is applied, the line of action of force is parallel with the surface of the body. The force is applied also in a tangential direction. What is the deformation by this force? The shear force may causes failure of body into two pieces. Again here we are applying the load W. Now due to this the structures of the concrete may be changes. Due to the shearing force, the body is slipped into two parts or cut into two parts. Now, after studying about the external force, we will going to study about different types of stress and strain. Now, what is stress? As you know that strength means ability of material to resist its failure and behavior under the action of load. We have to measure the strength of material by analytical method. As shown in the figure, we are having a body. It is applied with two pulls F at the two ends. Now this is converting the body into two parts. See the red color arrow marks. These red color arrow marks are nothing but, these are known as resistance force by internal resistance force offered by the body. If load is applied upon the body, that causes the deformation. During this time, the resistance offered by the body will be acting opposite to that of the applied flow, which causes the body do not differ, and by which the stress developed in the body. So, by analytical method, it is the ratio of internal resisting force per area of cross section of the body under the action of external load. It is denoted by symbol sigma, and sigma is equal to internal resisting force divided by area of cross section, that is P by A, where P is known as external load, area is known as A. So now what is the unit? Unit is, for P it is Newton, for area it is mm square. So unit is equal to Newton per mm square. And also it is expressed in Pascal. 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton per meter square.